Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Ross. I'm a photographer and video maker from Northern Ireland, which is rainy today. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So you might have seen a few months ago, I made a video entitled Vintage Lens, Meet My Fujifilm Camera. In that video, I grabbed my wife Ruth's Canon FD vintage lens. I think it's a 50mm 1.4, and I stuck it on my old Fujifilm X-Pro3 camera via an earth adapter. I walked about a town called Grey Abbey, shot some photographs, you know, manual focusing, using the aperture ring, all that sort of stuff, and had a lot of fun doing so. You can check out that video up here. As some of you might know, I've recently got into shooting film, and with that has come an unhealthy addiction to buying film cameras and film equipment on eBay. I guess I've never had anything that I've got really into, like film photography, where there's vintage equipment, you can't really buy it new, so where else do you buy it? A second-hand marketplace like eBay is perfect. There are a few reasons that I chose the Minolta Rokkor series of lenses to buy for myself. Number one being that online, people say that these lenses are so sharp and so crisp, but also have a lot of character. Another reason is that the build quality of these lenses, as you'll see, is phenomenal. Most of them are metal. The focusing is just so smooth on the ones that I've bought, and the aperture rings click really nicely. I think they made like a ton of these lenses, so there's so many online available to buy with lots of different apertures, lots of different like letters after the lenses that correlate to different like the blades inside the lenses, all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to get into all the specifics today, but if you want to find out loads about these lenses, Rokkor Files has all of the information you could ever want about the specifics of each Rokkor lens. Minolta basically has two lenses for their old film cameras. They have the MCs and the MDs, but they both fit onto the same cameras. The difference is that the MCs are earlier versions of the lenses and the MDs are newer, updated versions. So I think like the Rokkor MCs were like 60s, 70s, and the MDs were like more like 70s, 80s. Basically, I think it boils down to the MCs are better build quality, but they're older, so they have a lot more character, and the MDs have maybe a bit more plastic in the build, but they're potentially sharper and maybe cheaper. So when buying these vintage lenses for myself, I decided that character and build quality was something that I thought was important. So I bought three Minolta Rokkor MC lenses, which are the older style lenses, and I've brought them with me in my hung supply bag. I don't even know if they made zoom lenses, but I wanted primes anyway, so I bought three different primes, a wide, a mid, like a 50 something, and a tighter lens, like a telephoto prime lens. So the first Rokkor lens I decided to buy was this 58mm MC ROKKOR PF 1.4 lens, and it is a thing of beauty. The grooves, it feels so good. You've got the aperture ring here. It focuses so nicely. You hear that? The aperture ring clicks amazing, and I don't know if you can see here, but the aperture when it opens is so wide. This lens cost me £90, and it was the most expensive one that I bought, and it was the first one. So the next Rokkor lens I bought was this. It's the MC TELE ROKKOR PF 2.8 135mm lens. The build quality is insane. It doesn't have the milled sides. This one just has the rubber, but the rubber is in great condition. It's not coming off at all. And this lens has a built-in rain cover. Isn't that sweet? Like, it just slides forward and back. You know how much this lens cost me on eBay? £30. £30 for a lens of this quality and age and character, 30 quid, that's insane to me. So that's the 58mm and the 135mm. So the last lens I decided to buy was a wide angle, and the one I went for was the MC W.ROKKOR SG 3.5 28mm lens. These lenses are really, really cheap. I picked up this 28mm for £60 on eBay. There are f2.5, f2.8 versions that are a lot more expensive, but I decided for now I'll go for this one here and see if I like the 28mm focal length. So there you go, that's the Rokkor lenses, the three Rokkor lenses I decided to buy. As I said, the 58mm was £90, the f3.5 lens was £30 and the 28mm was £60. So total that up, £180 on 3 vintage lenses is, I think, a great deal. So I've got my 3 Rokkor lenses in my hung supply bag. I'm going to attach them to my Fujifilm X-T4 with an earth adapter that I picked up off Amazon. They're really cheap adapters, by the way. If you're looking for an adapter for a vintage lens to a modern camera, you can't look past earth. They're so simple, sleek design, you barely notice them, and they're really cheap as well, which is good. Sometimes these vintage lenses can have really blurry edges, especially at wide open apertures. We're maybe not going to see that today because of the crop sensor of the Fujifilm X-T4, so that's something to be aware of. I'll shoot a lot of these photographs probably around f5.6, f8, but I will open them up and have a look and see how they perform at their brightest apertures. It started raining again in Hollywood here as I've come out to test these lenses out, but that's okay. I've thrown my coat on, so it's all good. The first lens I'm testing out is the 28mm lens, although on the Fujifilm X-T4, I don't know, it's maybe more like a 30 something. Yeah, let's see how it goes. A few shots with the 28 3.5. I tried a few at f11, f8, f5.6 and a few at 3.5 wide open, so I actually found that lens very difficult to manual focus. I have red peaking on high, but still, like, I don't know, it's just because of the width of the lens I found it very hard to manual focus, so I ended up zone focusing some of them, so that's something that I've been practicing for my film photography. Now on to this one, the 58mm. It's 1.4, so I'll open it up as well at 1.4 and take a few test shots and see what I can come up with, so yeah. That's it for the 58mm. I enjoyed shooting that, although on the crop sensor camera, like, it's definitely sitting at a bit of a strange focal length, like maybe like 80 or something like that. But now I've got this 135, and on the crop sensor Fujifilm cameras, I don't know what that becomes like. It must be close to 200. Yeah, expect lots of photos now of, I don't know, birds and stuff, so enjoy. Here it is. get too many photographs with the 135, but luckily it has like a little lens hood built onto it. So I used that to protect it from the rain, but my X-T4 got absolutely soaked. So I'm heading back to the car now, gonna drive home and have a look at some of these photographs. But you'll already have seen them by the time I get there, so anyway, thanks.